Coin Mastery. Every angle to get in the crypto game. Today I'm going to talk about lending. Last time I talked about selling on local bitcoins. This is episode 2. In the description, please, if you're interested in joining any of these programs, click on the links and join. I would love to keep making content for you guys and love for you to follow along. Thank you. So here is the beauty of compound interest, and I'm going to show you a way to do an exit strategy that won't take much longer than the most conservative exit strategy for lending. Now, the lending scene in crypto is high risk. At the same time, though, it's growing in a way that I think it's sustainable for the short term. So I don't think it's anything like building a traditional portfolio. Like, I like Vanguard before I started investing in this stuff in traditional stocks. Like, I've done traditional low fee ETFs, etc. Big name blue chip companies with good dividends. Totally understand that, and that should be most of your portfolio. This is kind of a smash and grab, get in and out, and you need to pick some good horses to be able to do this, and you need to have discipline, and you need to have a really good strategy. So, going forward, my example is if you're going to lend $10,000 and your exit strategy to recoup is just after 3 months, recoup your initial investment, so it's all house money, and then make, hopefully, a lot of profit by 6 months in, or 6 months once 6 months is completed. Now, this isn't advice, this is just how I kind of feel about the lending market, and this is kind of what I think I want to do. So I'll show you the calculations, but we'll see this is an averaging. So it's 10,000 is the example. This is an averaging of the different lending programs. You definitely need a diversified little basket. I wish I could recommend a whole bunch and have an extremely diversified one, but they're just too risky. These are the ones I think will last for this 6-month window. And you can see that reinvest 100%, weekends, etc. And if you scroll, I love this because it's every single day. You get to see what your principal, and your principal over here, that really doesn't matter. I know this looks like a big shiny number that gets bigger and bigger, but it doesn't matter. It's your daily. That's what you can pull out of these sites. Once a day compound interest. So every day in these sites, you can pull out your daily interest, or you can reinvest it. So at first, we're going to reinvest, but the whole goal is to pull this out, and you want a nice high daily interest to pull out quick. So you can see we keep going. If we just reinvested everything over and over and over, we'd have, wow, after 6 months, after 10,000, you see this, but no, this would take time to pull out and all this stuff could shut down. This is the number we really care about. And we're not even going to get this high because we're going to pull stuff out way before this because we want to recoup our investment and we just want to play with house money. So going over the 3 picks I have for the different lending programs, again, there's not enough right now. This is so new. There's not enough to diversify in a big basket of 10. And this is definitely a risky strategy I'm performing. So the first of the 3 is Bitconnect. Bitconnect's a lending program that started about a year ago, I believe, in Vietnam. What's made it so popular? It's worth $2 billion on CoinMarketCap. It's the 7th coin down here. You can see its chart. It keeps going up faster. It's one of the few coins that's gone up faster in value against Bitcoin. That's all I care about, is what's going up better than Bitcoin. Otherwise, I would just invest in Bitcoin. You can see a lot of things go up in dollar value, and that's great versus holding dollars, but I want the best return for my money, and so it's got to beat Bitcoin. Otherwise, I'll just invest in Bitcoin. And this goes up higher consistently. It's probably one of the best looking charts in all of CoinMarketCap and how it grows versus Bitcoin. And the reason that is that the business model they've made is where you must transfer, you must buy Bitconnect, and they have the most transfers on their site. There's, I think, HITBTC, an exchange, and I'll put all this in the link, and please, click the links and check all this out. they just added their Bitconnect coin to that exchange, but most of their traffic is through their exchange here. And you can see how much I've lent in total, the total earned, etc. So this pays about 1% a day. And so anyways, so the psychology of it is when you exchange for your Bitcoin for Bitconnect, you are giving them, this money that they get to hold on to, and they lend it back to you. So they hold the vast majority of the Bitconnect coins. And since they hold it, they kind of can determine that the value keeps going up as long as Bitcoin keeps going up. It's kind of like they're holding all your Bitcoin and they're paying this interest because Bitcoin value keeps going up, and they pay their interest in dollars. And so you say, oh, why wouldn't I just hold my Bitcoin instead of getting my interest in dollars? Well, the reason you would want to get your interest in dollars is if it's compounding daily, and you do $1,000 loan here for 1%, over time, like that magic calculator I showed you, you'll see that your money keeps piling up with all these profits on top of each other as you keep reinvesting. And that 1% compounded is going to be better than even if Bitcoin goes up, 400% a year, this compounding will still beat it. That's how crazy compounding 1% daily is. So back to the psychology though, so you have them kind of holding all this money, and you have all these people pouring in, and Bitcoin going up. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, and it keeps people coming in. And here's the exchange really quick where you can buy and sell, and you can see the order book. So that's why it's still working. And yes, they claim to have a trading bot that gets interest, and a lot of people, they're invested heavily in this, like fully say like there may not be a trading bot. But on the other hand, I've seen trading bots sold that a lot of people claim to get, just doing simple scalping using Bollinger Bands, which is it's an indicator for trading, where the program simply watches these bands that follow the stock market chart lines, and when they go above or below these indicator bands, they just buy or sell, and it's a really simple algorithm. And so if they can get 1%, it's not that unbelievable. But you can see here, if you click the lending modal, you can see all these different amounts you want to invest in. And you want to invest, hopefully at least, that's why my example is 10,000. You want to invest 1,000 in this because 1% is 10, and $10 is the minimum reinvestment. And all these different sites, you can look into them. They all have different rules and stuff. And you can see the interest rates that they pay out, and you can see their history the last 6 months, 95 cents, and so on. So that's Bitconnect, $2 billion company, number 7 coin, probably will be number 4 soon. So I think this will last, especially with Bitcoin going up and everyone rushing in and everyone wants this money grab. I think it'll last the 3 months we need to recoup our investment. So moving on to ChainGroup, this one is a newer one. I think it's claimed to have been around for about a year or so, or 9 months, but it's really done a lot more action since July. It claims to be an escrow service that is an escrow service and has all these trading groups, and these trading groups have bots and they have different strategies to make investment returns. So if like one trading group goes down or is corrupt or runs with their money, they'll hold a lot of it as kind of like an insurance policy, to kind of act as a hedge. Yet they could also be the ones that create all these trade groups and all these little websites. And the whole thing again is just, as long as Bitcoin goes up and they're paying in cash in US, that as long as Bitcoin goes up so fast against cash and they get money coming in, it can keep going. So this also pays out daily, and it's about 2%, as you can see. I think tomorrow my daily payout will be like double this because I just added more money. So 2% of 5,000 is like 100 something. So I'll look at the trade groups really fast. And this one's definitely way more risky than Bitconnect. I'm planning to make this one like 60-70% of my little portfolio to get the snowball rolling on this compound interest. And I'd go to profit for the last 30 days. Again, All the links are in the description. Please click those to go check this out. I like Bitstrong and I like Dragon. As you can see, their buy-in, the minimum you'd really want to put in for Bitconnect to make this work is 1,000. This one, to get the daily interest, what's 2%? You'd only need, I think, 50 bucks. Yeah, you only need 50 bucks for 2% interest to reinvest daily. And there's Dragon that pays, oh, it's only minimum 10. So those are the two ones that are easy to get into, and they have a really nice return, like 70% for the month, and I think that works out to 3.2% a day. This one looks good too, but it's a 250 minimum, so it's a little bit higher. I think that's also for the reinvest. So this one, like, yeah. So anyways, you'd want, that's why my whole strategy is based on 10,000. You want thousands in ChainGroup and you want thousands in Bitconnect. Now, a dark horse is WesternCoin that just had an ICO at $1 per coin about, and now it's already at 366. I don't think it's on any other exchanges. They don't have their own wallet built yet. It's super new, but there's been all these lending ones, Revolving, that have held out, shut down basically, not let people get their funds out. HASHFLARE is shut down for like a week for maintenance. This one actually has an exchange that's working internally, and their lending system, you need at least $100 worth of WesternCoin to lend. So again, I think they have their own lending program on their website. You can look at that. They have more brackets than Bitconnect. I still think you'd want to have 1,000 to make sure you get that daily reinvest, and that's the whole magic of this. So almost any of these, you know, ChainGroup's a special one, but this one and Bitconnect, you'd want at least 1,000. Again, that's why it's based on 10,000. You kind of want to put at least 1,000 in each pot to get this compound interest. So this one's new. I think the coin can go up. I think later in my strategy, I would invest more into this if it lasts well for a month or two. I mean, as you can see right now, I don't have that much. I only have like, I don't know what the equivalent is. I think I have 70 bucks in here just to test it out and have skin in the game. I'm gonna watch this closely though. I think it could be the next Bitconnect. And if the coin goes up in value, that's on top of the lending. I mean, ChainGroup doesn't have a coin. Bitconnect does, and a coin makes things more stable because when the company holds all that coin and you trade your Bitcoin for it, it's like they have kind of a hold on that little economy, and it's hard for people to leave. Where the ChainGroup one, it's a service and it's dependent on these bots that may or may not exist. At least this, they're holding these coins that people believe have value. So let's go to the calculator and we'll fly through the strategy. So the most conservative strategy is to take everything out right away. So let's say we had this 160 and all you care about is the daily earnings. I know that the principal is a nice shiny thing to look at, but again, we need to know, because you can only take out your daily interest, what our exit strategy is. We only care about this number. This number, if the site's closed down or anything happens, that's all gone. We only care about this. How fast can we get stuff back? So let's say we did, which a lot of people recommend, the most conservative strategy is to take everything out, and that means your principal wouldn't grow. So if we went to our calculator and we did 10,000 divided by 160 a day, take 62.5. Okay, let's go to day 62. So it'd be here. It will take you 2 months to get there, to get everything out. Now let's say you reinvested everything and you didn't take $1 out, you just reinvested it. You would be paid out $421 a day about. Now that would be, I think it could actually be a little more than this. I'm doing a conservative amount for the interest rate and everything. Now let's say you reinvested everything. How long would it take to get that initial 10,000 out at 421 from this point on? 10,000 divided by 421. 23 more days. So if you can just hold on and you think that these two exchanges can last for 23 more days, let's see, what is that? That'd be day 85. If you can last here, That's like 3 weeks. If you can bank on that these can just last and not shut down or freeze out or do whatever in 3 weeks, especially Bitconnect that's been around, has so much steam and $2 billion in this huge conference, I think ChainGroup is still kind of under the radar, and they keep having money coming in, and they haven't had any server problems. They've been really good, so I think they can last. If you can make it to that day 85, you'd have that 421, coming out per day, pure house money, right? So that's really the strategy. The strategy is, can you last 3 more weeks? Because now you've built up your principal to this. If you take everything out for the first 62 days, your principal's back at 10,000. So because you let the snowball build, you took that risk for this 3-week period that you actually get fully paid out. I mean, you have over doubled your snowball. And that's the important thing in this magic compound interest building world. Now, if we keep going with this and we say, okay, now at day 85, we were getting paid this much, right? So all you have to do is add those 23 days to any of these numbers because it's sliding forward. Now, my strategy would be wait until you get to 1,000. So let's see, and reinvest 100% again because it's all house money. Now, if we can make it to 1,000, $1,000 is about day 116. So that's almost at the end of the 4th month. So if you can get here, again, now it's all house money. Sorry, we have to add the 23 days. So it is so it's 4 months plus, so 4.5 months. Yeah, 4.5 months in. So somewhere around here, if you add those 23. So if you can get those 4.5 months, and again, after the day up there, after that, that 400 plus the 20 something, if you can get that almost 3 months, it's all house money through here. If you can get all the way down here and you're getting 1,000 a day, because it's that 23 days plus where you're not earning it, now you're getting 1,000 down here in 4.5 months. That's purely house money. I would take half out per day to Bitcoin or fiat money. The other half I would reinvest in stuff like WesternCoin if it's still around, or other lending programs that seem solid. And if you keep reinvesting in the new ones that come out, the new ICOs, everything, like you don't care because you're taking out that 500 a day in profit, and you're just reinvesting, and you're acting like a venture capitalist on these lending programs. If you keep adding a couple thousand over what would take you 4 days, to add 2,000 to any of these new programs you believe in, like WesternCoin, if their coin shoots up, whatever, and they last for like 6 months, it can just keep going on, because even if Bitconnect and ChainGroup and other ones shut down, like some will last enough, and as you keep that momentum, you can keep going, And another strategy I was going to do, which is the more conservative one, and this is what I would like, is instead of being that aggressive, once I got to 1,000, once I got to this, you have to add the 23 days again, but somewhere down here, month 4.5, I would just collect pure profit from month 4.5 through 6 months. So that last month and a half, I would collect $1,000 a day in pure profit. So that'd be $40,000-$50,000 I would bring out to Bitcoin or to fiat or whatever, and I would start reinvesting in these dark horses like WesternCoin or whatever else at the 6-month mark. So if you can make it, again, you can't look at this number, because if you were taking it all out to profit at the end of this 6 month, you would be at $1,000 a day. And at that point, you would just take out 500, and you would do the 500 back into new horses. So in case these go down, you have all these other horses to play with, and it's all house money. So it's like you're building your own venture capitalist snowball that just keeps rolling on its own. So again, click the links for Bitconnect, for ChainGroup, for WesternCoin, and all this other stuff. Check it out. Again, play with the compound daily calculator. Figure out your own strategy. Different ones work. And this is just if you don't want to do the most conservative strategy, which is take all your stuff out over the first 50, 100 days. And that's it. That's it. The rest is up to you.